Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now, as a disclaimer, you can see me, as far as I'm aware. However, I cannot see you. Please do not be afraid or deterred by this. This might be... Oh, fabulous, a tea's arrived. Hi. Uh, we ordered tea a wee while ago because this live stream is brought to you from the mighty Tchai Ovna on Otago Lane. And the tea itself has arrived. Oh yes, we'll leave it at a wee while to brew and marinate and whatever the tea does and what have you. But first we shall have a song. The song is just by myself. So you can see both Curtis and Kieran here accompanying me on the mighty cajon and the bass, sitting around twiddling the thumbs or even having a cup of tea whilst they wait. Oh yes, indeed. Oh yes. This track is called Augury. Eat my heart and I shall die, and you will live with me inside. Do not let the fear amount. Yes, these are leaves. Can you count? There is no graffiti here. People write their poetry on the walls, the disused playgrounds, the bathroom stalls. Eat it, understand relation to the husband. What is this? What is this? They must have eardrums of steel. Yes, they're from Hull, and that's the appeal. There is no graffiti here. People write their poetry on the walls, the disused playgrounds, the bathroom stalls. Set a net to catch the mountain when it falls on the disused playgrounds, the bathroom stalls. The graffiti's brighter here. People write their poetry under a bridge, the underpasses, and on the roads. Oh golly. I would like to introduce everybody once again and welcome you to this live stream. This is I'd like to call this a mid-afternoon Tchai Ovna concert with Fraser MacCallum and friends, brought to you by the mighty SoundStreams. I would like to thank a number of people before we get into things. For one, I would like to thank Jamie McPherson, sat just off camera from the mighty SoundStreams, for making everything possible and organising this whole event. I would also like to thank Tchai Ovna, like this wonderful venue that we are sat in at the moment, for allowing us to use. It's a marvelous tea room, and you are able to purchase loose leaf tea online. Oh yes, I'd highly recommend it. We've got Jeff's chocolate mint tea here, It's one of my favourites. Shall we pour it now, lads? Yeah, will you be mother? I'll move Malcolm out the way. Oh golly. Whilst we're pouring the tea and what have you, I would also I would also like to thank the CC Music for allowing us to use this amp at very, very short notice. You see, this is the reason why this live stream was delayed by a total of 15 minutes. I know how on earth could I do that to you? Make you wait that entire length of time. Thank you so much, Curtis. We had issues. No, not issues. We reached. Yeah. We reached into a different reality, and we realised that we simply just needed a bass amp at very, very short notice. So I went across to CC Music, and they were kind enough to let us borrow. Oh yes, I'd recommend giving CC Music on Otago Street custom. They're a marvelous place. Oh yes. You like the tea? I'm glad. That's a tea. It's a good thing you like the tea. Oh yes. It's my own choosing. Jeff's chocolate mint tea. So chocolatey, so minty, so Jeffy. That last song that I just played was Augury, which was my first single, which is available on all streaming platforms that you could possibly think of with your mind. Oh yes. This following one, Occasionally Handsome, which will be utilising the instrumentation which you see on the other side of the screen, is my third single. It is also available anywhere where you can stream the music. Oh yes. Pseudo-intellectualisms always has opinions like us, and know it's plain to see they all look ever so slightly rough. But remember that day in June, or was it July? I pity those in the rugby field where heads hold down their hands to yield, and I pity those who cannot see anything past their maths degree. To remember that day in June, or was it July? Obscure drinks hold me by the hand, and concealed digs reminds me of all I am. Pseudo-intellectualisms always has opinions like us, and know it's plain to see they all look really rather rough. But remember that day in June, or was it July? The road is on fire, my dear. And to the left, there's trendy squall. I know the place well. Oh well, I know the station. Obscure drinks hold me by the hand, and concealed digs reminds me of all you are. Pseudo-intellectualisms always has opinions. There's nothing quite like courtesy or courteous mediocrity. Do you remember that day in June, or was it some other day in May? Still remember that day in June, or was it July? Oh, golly gosh and blimey. What's that? Just talk a wee bit further into the microphone. Very good, very good. Oh yes, it's a good thing to take feedback and criticism whenever it's given to you. Otherwise, you will never grow as a person unless you're critical on yourself. But you shouldn't be too critical on yourself. You know, you should always take everything with a little pinch of salt and everything. Oh yes, I think I'm going to have some tea now. Oh golly. So yes, that was my third single there, which I hope you enjoyed. And again, it is available on all good not social medias, streaming services. That's it. This is quite a bizarre setup, because I'm with you on your device in your room, but I'm not actually there physically, but I'm there spiritually with you, giving you my sounds and what have you. It's incredible. Like, if you think about it, if you're watching this on like your smartphone or something like that, you could potentially put me in your pocket, and like you can walk from room to room if your Wi-Fi is good enough. You can walk from room to room with me just sort of wittering away, you know. That's a crazy thought. I don't think I should dwell on that too much. Anyway, this next number is called AOD Copy B. Again, a single, available on all streaming services and what have you. We are sat just a stone's throw away from the Glasgow University Library, which has significance to this song, but I don't think I should go into depths of that. I'll leave that as a mystery for you, because I've told this story far too many times. Or have I? I might come back to it at the end. The libraries breathe new life to ideas formed by few. The outstretched hand frosts a compass, soon to cast anew. The darkened void his canvas, just like his paper tomb. His fate, like many others, condemned to the page. The Roman shell treated me well for a glimpse of copy D. But why can't I see copy B in the safe land of my home? The prophecy must be free, and it must be shown. Amendments could not be made, a favorite to repeat, and of all his likes will not be seen by anyone upon the street. His glory days are crucified, held in restricted view. His prophecy will not be seen by the likes of you. The Roman shell treated me well for a glimpse of copy D. But why can't I see copy B in the safe land of my home? The prophecy must be free, and it must be shown. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yes, I do apologise there. Every time I go to look at my tea, every time I look at my tea to sort of contemplate taking a wee sip of it, you know, I accidentally jut my glasses off against the camera. Not the camera. What's it called? The microphone. That's it. So I do hope that you're not hearing that, because I imagine that's quite a nasty sound. Oh. Or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's quite nice, you know. I'm sure. Well, liking this to sound is quite subjective, you know. Okay. Like, I mean, we're all into different musical genres and what have you. Oh yes. How are you doing, Kieran? You good? Good. How are you doing, Curtis? All good. Oh yes. It's good to be good. Oh yes. Oh yes. So this next song is the last of my singles that I shall be playing today. Oh yes, the fourth one, and the most recent as well. The just released just back in November there. Oh yes. Imagine that. Remember November? That was. It seems like 2 weeks ago, but in fact, no. It seems like a cross between 2 weeks ago and about 10 years ago. I don't think time really exists anymore. But hey ho. But oh yes. So this is a song that mentions Chicago, Illinois, a place in America quite a lot. I would like to tell you, though, that I've never been there. I might like to go there at some point, but, you know, just so that you're not going into this song with any false ideas that I know the place or whatever. I'm sure it's a lovely place, but I cannot recommend it myself because, again, I have no personal experience. Oh, yes. This is Corrugated Iron. A native's icon with a fly swatter and a French-made costume. Your love is fading. I think I'm better than Chuck Swirsky. And WTTW reruns are incomplete. They're obsolete. Frequencies unable to compete. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago won't deploy, and those nerds can comprehend at WGN. Coming to get me. It's inevitable, like the taste of new coke and the iron behind me. WTTW reruns are incomplete. They're obsolete. Frequencies unable to compete. Chicago, Illinois. Cargo on deploy, and those nerds can comprehend at WGN. WTTW reruns are incomplete. They're obsolete. Frequencies unable to compete. Chicago, Illinois. Cargo on deploy. And those nerds can comprehend at WGN. Chicago, Illinois. 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 Oh, blimey. So, I hope all of you watching are quite alright at the moment. I do hope that that you're receiving love and good vibes through the screen, you know. I hope that you're all keeping well and safe. Oh, yes. Any comments? Oh, comments! Oh, golly. Oh, right. Let's have a wee. Oh, blimey. Oh. Pass some tea. Well, I would digitally if I could, you know. If you got any tea at home, you know, I'd recommend making it. You know, if you've got a kettle, that's all you need, man, and maybe a tea bag and a mug. You know how to make tea. You don't need me to explain it for you. Amazing. I must put as a disclaimer to everyone, just to say we're erring on the proposition of hazard, because we haven't actually rehearsed before this. We didn't even rehearse for the sound check. So like we are going through this by the skin of our teeth. I would have said another word there, but I understand that grandparents are watching of more than one person of this stream. Oh yes. It's weird to think though. You don't really get skin on teeth. You know, like you've got enamel, but that's not really skin. Like that's just like a protective layer. You know. I mean, I guess you can consider gums as skin. You know, like I mean, that's like. But you know, at that point, do you consider a tongue a skin? You know, that's true. Oh, I'll need to Google that. A Google adventure when I get home. You know. Oh yes. Aye, like whenever I feel if I do Google that, it'll just go straight into like my useless facts. Sort of hard drive in my head, you know. But one that I always come back to is the fact that the Welsh word for microwave is poptipping, Like that brings me quite intense joy. Like whenever I find myself, feeling the heaviness of everyday life. Fraser MacCallum. Hmm? that, that, that's that's Fraser with an A. Okay. Yeah, Fraser with an A. It doesn't have any. Yeah. Oh, no, I meant MacCallum with an A. He's but generally, it's good to like really hone in and make sure that people know the vowels of your first name. Like, that's good. Like I've never come across a Fraser with like a U or something. I've seen phrases with an I before, but that's a completely different context. Fraser, Fraser. Really amazing. The oh golly, but no, if you are watching, I do not. That was an interaction that happened off camera. I'm not sure if the microphones picked it up, but somebody at the sort of tea counter was looking for my name, and it was Fraser MacCallum. But I always like to tell people that is Fraser. No, it's MacCallum, MAECC, not MCC. The actually tying it in with wee Malcolm here. Malcolm is my mascot. Funnily enough, like I only realised this a couple of months ago, like after naming him, that Malcolm and MacCallum can be used interchangeably because the clans Malcolm and the clans MacCallum sort of merged like ages ago. Well, it would have been ages ago. Like it would have been before 1700. Oh yes. So like you can call me Fraser Malcolm and you can call him MacCallum. Actually, don't. I would not like that at all. The what's the next song? I should probably stop wittering on, and we're probably already going over time, to be honest. Let's have a. The next song is Vox Populi. Oh yes, this is a favourite of Curtis's. Oh yes, is it? Oh yes. Well, we're erring on the caution of hazard, so. I think it's F. As he struts on into town, with himself on his mind, he sees a camera, he knows that it's his time. His arms and sleeves, a nonchalant smile, he knows it will be seen by common people with common lifestyles. He knows vaguely of what's being said, but that won't stop him. No, I know what he wore. I remember the day and I remember the time. I said I'd be on at 4. I gave you my name. Boasting night and day of how he is the voice of the people, and he forces all his friends to watch on the night of a national premiere of him sporting all his ways. That he soon mocked off as gospel, but very soon that pride is killed. Disgrace to see they dismiss the footage. No, I know what he wore. I remember the day and I remember the time I said I'd be on at 4. I gave you my name. I'm nobody, I'm nobody. I'm nobody now. Oh, that was a nice ending. Like considering we haven't played that in a year. Oh, exactly a year. Oh yes, that's a wee sort of point of bittersweet boastfulness for myself. Like I was part of the set, one of the last 4 bands to play Nice and Sleazy's. Whether you would consider Fraser MacCallum a band, you definitely should. Yes, I am Fraser MacCallum, but I'm also part of Fraser MacCallum. Curtis is Fraser MacCallum. Kieran is Fraser MacCallum. Together, we are all Fraser MacCallum. It's like I'm sure you can make a reference to the Trinity there, but I don't think I should. I've just sort of we were mentioning earlier on, like we do like the sort of mismatch of the aesthetics amongst us, like there's some things in common, but like we do look like our own individual people. So like it does look I've just sort of pulled randomers off the street and said, no, play for me, like against their will, you know. What respectable gentlemen they are as well. They're fabulous people. Oh yes. Mm. Mm. It's one that you can completely relax to, because you do not need to play it, Curtis. This one is completely new for all of you at home. No, I can rest assured, unless I have shown you it personally, you will not have heard it. Oh no, this is a new one. That's newer than some of the stuff in the shops. I'm sure that you can get apples that are newer than this song, but that's beside the point. This is a new song that's in that is a sort of it's basically in the song. It's basically me saying I've been listening to far too much French chanson recently. Over lockdown, I've developed an obsession with Serge Gainsbourg and Jacques Brel and Charles Aznavour. You know, I speak minimal French. This is called L'eau à les yeux. Like even the title, like is probably really bad French grammar. But you know, any French people in the audience or people who can speak French, please forgive me. I know that they've got a bureau and everything, but like you know, cut me some slack. I'm but a little Mogavian who only just about has his handle on English. L'eau à les yeux. My martyrdom, it'll be much like Saint Sebastian's. By my own hand, I will play the ecstatic victim. My spears, gitane, my body full of little holes. I've got 5 o'clock shadow over my career, and yet kids sing my songs. To my dignity and my virility I cling, a cigarette in the other hand, Viens l'eau à les yeux. Prime time TV, it is much like the devil's playground. On average, they seem to have the advantage. That is, until they see that I have money I can burn. I've got 5 o'clock shadow over my career, and yet kids sing my songs. To my dignity and my virility I cling, a cigarette in the other hand, bien loin les yeux. Oh yes, you can smell the Frenchness of it. Oh yes, so that brings us to pretty much the end of the live stream. There's but one more song to go. Oh yes, imagine that. And then who knows how long it'll be before another live stream of me. I came to the realization that the last live stream that I did was exactly this time last year. Like, I think it was the 17th. And it's good that I've got like some kind of infrastructure around me at the moment to sort of nudge me when I'm going on for a wee bit, because, like, you know, for that one I did just go on and witter on for about 2.5 hours, and I didn't even sing that much, such as I'm doing right now. But oh yes. But no, I shall leave you with this song. This song. Oh yes, indeed. I'm getting to that, cursive. Patience is a virtue. No. I just okay. That is a fair enough thing. I apologize. Do you accept the apology? I do hope. I'm glad. I'm very glad. I'll add that to my list of accepted apologies. Oh yes. Oh, I'm constantly having a toe. Could this be Fraser MacCallum or Fraser MacCallum? Anyway, but no, I would just like to go through and thank everybody who have helped made this happen, especially Curtis, Kieran, Jamie, Martin of Tchai Ovna, the venue itself for existing. All of you who have watched, all of you who have commented. Oh yes, thank you. I have not seen all of your comments as of yet, I don't think, but I'm sending my love and good wishes and Godspeed and laudation to all of you. This is a track called The Fisherman. Once again, many of you have not heard it. I'm not weak of will. By day I troll and by night I crochet. Unaccompanied, I've designed it that way. I know my place in society. I go out late and I come back early, and that's alright by me. And that's alright by me. I often think I'm better alone, as even lovers drown. I soon find that I seldom moan when no one is around. You do not understand my way of life, but that doesn't stop you from interrupting and obstructing my solitude? Is it a state of being or a sense of feeling? Are you don't seem to know? Are you don't seem to know? I often think I'm better alone, as even lovers drown. I soon find that I seldom moan when no one is around. Thank you for viewing, and I'm sending love and laudation to all of you. Thank you. All good.